Karoline Leavitt is with us. You know, the AP deal is a big deal to me, and this, frankly, you have reconfigured that room quite a bit, and you've invited in bloggers and invited in other media that traditionally have not been there. But I would go back and say that most of the mainstream legacy media, they were wrong on FISA, they were wrong on Russia, they were wrong on the case in New York, they were wrong on pretty much everything involving Donald Trump, and they never corrected themselves, did they?
Mm-hmm. They never did, Sean, and the winning continues here at the White House every day. Today, a federal judge right here in Washington, D.C., denied the Associated Press's emergency request for a temporary restraining order to restore their privilege of returning to the White House press pool. And the judge's denial of the Associated Press's request reinforces what I said from the podium last week and what President Trump has been saying. Covering the American presidency in the most intimate and limited spaces in this White House, in the Oval Office, on the Air Force One, is a privilege. It is not a legal right. And we want all voices to have that opportunity. And that's why we've expanded the James S. Brady briefing room to invite truly legitimate, independent journalists, podcasters, and other media types into that room to cover this president with honesty and accuracy and with real mindfulness of what the American people actually care about. I also want to thank you tonight, Sean, for fact-checking James Carville for the lies that he pushed on your program last week. Unfortunately, James represents the deranged and out-of-touch Democrat Party who continue to deny the reality that this country loves Donald Trump. And in fact, President Trump is enjoying his highest approval rating from the American people than he ever has, despite the years of lies, smears, and witch hunts by the Democrat Party. The Harvard-Harris poll today is incredible. When you look issue by issue, the vast majority of the American people support what President Trump is doing. You showed it. 81% of the American people support deporting illegal migrant criminals from our nation's communities. 77% of Americans support a full audit into the waste and fraud that this federal government has been spending their tax dollars on. And that is the exact mission of DOGE. So these numbers, these approval ratings are what you get when you have a president who actually does what he promised he was going to do. And that's why the Democrats are facing their worst, lowest approval rating since 2018. Not even 40% of the American public supports the current Democrat Party. President Trump will continue to abide by the will of the American people who elected him to this big, beautiful White House behind me. And we are restoring common sense to our great country.
You know, I just showed the audience Harvard-Harris and where they stand on DOGE and cutting back wasteful spending. I showed